Cool. So you have buildae.com, right?
Yes.
Cool. I'm just going to do a little bit of a soft pull on your website just to see what. Oh, it looks nice. Pretty nice. How. I think your website looks great, to be honest. I mean, you know exactly what you do when you jump on. Do you have a lead magnet at the moment, Bill? A
What
lead
is that?
a lead magnet is just a fancy way of saying like, obviously you have a contact form on your website. So you obviously want people to fill that out. But what works really good is like essentially the saying is you're never getting something for nothing. You know what I mean? And it's the same as your dealing with prospects and building homes because they want to give their contact information in exchange for something. So it could literally be like a 5-step guide to building in this service area, or you know what I mean?
Well, actually, what we do have is they contact me. I respond and ask them to fill out an intake form on whether their project's new construction or a renovation remodel.
Okay.
Then I also provide them a document of how we operate. And so that's a second step after they contact me. And from there, I set up a meeting, I do the walkthrough, take a look at their plans, give them a range of cost price, and then give them a pre-construction agreement. And then that's how we get paid for digging in and really helping them out, finding architects and engineers. And so that's our process.
Okay. No.
And then if they reach out to me personally or um, I do the same thing.
Okay. Okay. And then like what does your current marketing like, I like your website, you have Google My Business, you obviously have Facebook and Instagram. What does your marketing kind of look like at the moment? Like are you getting leads from your website? Are you getting leads from Facebook or more.
I get plenty of leads from the website.
Yep.
I get more solicitations than anything. Architects usually reach out to me or word of mouth from previous clients, and subcontractors refer me quite a bit too. So I'd say the website is probably a small portion that and media, social media and stuff.
Yep.
Also on House and Yelp, and
Yep.
I have somebody that does all my postings. I've only been on social media like once or twice for every account, and I have somebody that does my postings.
Are they still doing on Ashley Enterprises, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The last post I see there was on September 9th of 2025.
Which one on my website?
No, that's just on the Facebook. I'm not saying I think the photos look great here. I just
I think we've done more. From what my understanding is, we've done more postings more recent than that on Facebook and especially Instagram.
okay. Um, just essentially want to confirm that there for you because if you're paying for postings and they're not getting posted, then that's not too good. Um,
My daughter's been doing it, and she sends me links
okay.
to the postings.
Maybe Instagram.
Yeah,
2 days
there's been.
ago. Okay, yeah. Few posts going up. Got it. Okay, so they're just going on the Instagram at the moment, I guess. Yeah. Well, that's cool. Okay. So would the biggest thing right now like would the biggest thing you're trying to generate more qualified leads, or is it like, or is it if you, I like to ask this question because like obviously I can build a great website and run the ads. We just market for home builders, so like that's what we do. But basically, I want to pinpoint what the thing is that you need solved right now. Like, I don't want to overcomplicate you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of faucets once it comes to marketing. But like, what would be the
Well, we're looking pretty good for 2027 leads. We got 5 projects that we're looking at for that. I would like a couple new fall starts.
Good for leads. Sorry, you would like what?
A couple fall starts.
Okay. Couple fallen starts.
A couple fall starts this fall 2026.
Okay, yep. So you're looking for leads like yeah, for this fall coming then.
Yeah.
Okay. And have you ran any ads on Meta before or online ads or
No, I I haven't had to.
okay. No, that's fair. Um okay. Cuz your website looked pretty good. I mean, your Facebook and Instagram, if you got your daughter doing that and you have consistent postings, then that looks good also because if you're going to run ads, you need to have consistent posts because people who see your ad will visit your page, right? So
Yes.
it's important to be represented there and make sure there's posts every week at least. But no, that's good. So are you willing to be on camera in your local community, let's say in front of a house that you've built and say, hey, it's Bill here with Ashley Enterprise? Like, would you be willing to do a video like that?
Possibly.
Okay,
It's not really my forte.
that's fair. But it would definitely work because, like, like you seem like a very trustworthy guy. People who just advertise the house itself, people will build with someone who they know, like, and trust. And people aren't going to build just because the house looks good. You know what I mean? So that's
I've thought about doing a blog. Okay, here's the situation we ran into, and this is how we resolved it, and this is the steps we've taken, and
that's
something like that.
not like you would, but it's not like you know have that much before kind of thing.
No, really haven't had time. I've just expanded and hired 2 new superintendents. One of them's already started. One of them starts in May, and it's relieving my workload a little bit so I can have more time to market and to do some of these things I've thought about, but I've never had the time to do.
Okay. We can definitely help you with the marketing side. Your website, like your blogs, great idea. Where I think like how much time do you have? Not too much of it, I'm assuming. Not too much time available.
This month we're kicking off 3 projects this month and next month, and so the first week of the month is always a difficult one for me because I got invoices on top of my whole regular workload.
Yep.
But I think in June I'll have more. Later in May, I'm going to have more time to put towards this.
Okay. Because
right now I'm just trying to get these jobs going and do the pass downs to the superintendents and get that all set up, and that'll probably take until the middle of May.
Middle of May. Okay. Because the reason why I asked that is because SEO, like search engine optimization, writing the blog,
Yes.
you have a very good idea there writing the blogs. It's a perfect thing. You should do that. We can do SEO and help buy back that time, but I'm just going to explain like just a little bit where my head's at based on what you told me. Because if you're willing to write the blogs, like we're like an open book as a company. Like we know how to do a great job, but there's no magic secret. It all just takes work and making it happen. And so if you're willing to like write those blogs, or your daughter is, I'm happy to show you what needs to be done there consistently to have success. Because see, like our organic package, it's $1,000+ a month for SEO, and that could take 6 months. So I don't really know if you or you're somebody in your circle.
The people who do my website or manage my website do my SEO,
Okay.
and I know that we're on the first page for a lot of the search engines, for a lot of the searches for
Yep.
Summit County and the different towns in Summit County.
That's
So I
perfect.
know, I think our SEO from the last time I've checked it has been doing very well. And it's something I check once a month too.
Yeah, that is perfect. So then the one opportunity that you have could really truly be Facebook ads, like, because with you or somebody on camera who can represent the company, you don't need to spend a bunch of money on production either. You need literally like DJI microphones like this, these types of
Yeah,
microphones. You buy those from Best Buy or wherever for $150 or whatever the cost is, and you can record it on a cell phone in 4K. And those ads where you're like, "Hey, it's Bill. I'm at this project," and it's really authentic, and where we would help you script that, but you can do that with hardly any cost. And here's the thing: authenticity is winning 10 times more than highly edited things. A year and a half ago, the more edited and the more you could grab someone's attention, the more somebody was filling that form out. But it's kind of reversed right now. People want authenticity, like somebody talking directly to the camera, where somebody can be like, "Wow, that really just helped me." You know what I mean? Wow, Bill is a nice guy. Like, oh, man, I like that chat he had. It's they're listening to you, but you're just chatting and sending it to the feed, right? But
yeah.
it works incredibly well.
Okay. All right. That's
That'd be the biggest thing, because I wouldn't recommend Google Ads for you, Bill. Google Ads is, if you're ranking on SEO, put all your budget into SEO. The reason why is because Google Ads, where you're going to pay $10 or $20 a click, I mean, you may as well spend the energy or the time and money, you know what I mean, on getting ranked number one, so that you just own that first spot. Because a lot of people click the person running the Google Ads, then they back out of it anyways and go to the first person ranking, right? So like, we work with a lot of home builders doing ads, and Google Ads is one thing common across all of America that is not performing as well as it used to. And we've been doing running ads for builders for the last 6 years, and like in the last like 7 months, the opportunity's way bigger with ranking number one, because most builders don't do it. And a lot of builders are spending money and praying they're getting their leads, but that's not a good way to operate, because you need to know the numbers to make sense of it all, right? And so Google Ads is not saying it doesn't work, but it's definitely fallen off compared to some of the other channels, especially in home building, because building $1 million home, people aren't clicking on your ad and then trusting you because of it, because you're willing to spend $20 for them to click, right?
yeah.
It doesn't quite work that way in building houses. Like, maybe it would work for a product, but in home building, like, I've seen builders, and some people have tried to prove me wrong. They keep spending more, and it still didn't work for them. So, like, just off experience, I can safe to say, if you have, if you want to spread your budget all around, and you just want a minimal budget on there to just like appear, not a bad idea. But to as a long-term strategy right now is terrible, because the game is changing when it comes to Google and searching, and for Google Ads specifically. The game isn't changing with SEO, because all the AI engines are pulling from the top search rankings anyways. So,
Okay. Yeah, I know the three main people have a lot bigger companies than me in Summit County. They're a lot larger, a lot bigger budgets. I run lean and mean.
but that's perfect, because you've invested in ranking over time, and so now it's paying off. I bet you get hundreds of people hitting that a month, and 100 times 20 wouldn't be cheap. That's $2,000. So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, man, Bill, I think 5 years ago you had a great thinking.
Yeah, little by little. It's,
Yeah,
yeah, I was glad I got the people who did my website to
yeah.
help me out with all that.
When I pulled it up, I was like, man, this looks good. Like, the only thing that I have for feedback on your website is you could probably add an interactive tool, but you could probably tell them that, and they could probably do it for you for sure. I mean, it's not that
Yeah.
complicated. Something that, again, they can like interact with, and they to get the output, you hit like calculate, or you click on it, and then boom, it's like, okay, we'll give you the number or the answer here, but it's behind a form. Okay, you want the answer? Give us your info. but it just seems you get much more people filling out your form because it's like you're in exchange, where a lot of websites are built and it's like we're begging for them to fill out our contact form. That's not the way we should operate. It's better to attract them by attracting them with our info. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the information
Yeah.
behind a firewall. So they have to give us their information and to get through, and that way we have their info. They got the info. It's a win-win. Every good deal is good for both parties. So that was a good exchange. You know, where if you think about it, somebody hits your website. What reason do they really have to fill out the contact form? Like they're not getting anything because of it. They know they're going to be called. They know they're going to probably get marked. You know, they're probably going to get more solicitation in some capacity if they fill it out. So it's kind of just like reversing it. It's still good to have. It's just right now those interactive tools and like people want that info. And if they're on your site, it's like that's the only thing we want from them in a way. To educate them, represent ourselves well. They know who we are, but you know all this stuff too. I'm sorry. I'm also pretty passionate about this stuff, Bill. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah, I get more solicitations than anything on the website. I get like 3-4 emails a day. Yeah, I have minimum of solicitations. I probably get one decent lead a week. So I'm seeing a lot more of that. I'm getting because of that, I'm getting most of my leads through word of mouth and through the architects.
Yeah, architects are a good source. This is a bit random, Bill, but have you heard of Manus AI? You seem like you're pretty tech savvy. Like you're definitely done your research over time. So like, have you heard of Manus? MANU?
I have not heard of that one.
You've heard of ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude, and all.
Oh, yeah, all of those.
You should check out Manus AI. It'll blow your mind. You can connect. It's owned by Facebook. Facebook owns it, or Meta owns it. And the cool thing is that Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT, you give it information, you give it a prompt, it'll give you info back. Give it information, it'll give you info back. Okay, it's decent. It works fine for quick info and, buttoning some things up. But it doesn't do anything. You have to do it. It just gives you some info. Manus AI, you can connect it to your Gmail, Microsoft, your ad account, connect it to so many things. And it's a meta, so you just don't give it sensitive info, like that would be obvious to give it. But like I had a client and he was a little bit pissed off because he said he was a little bit behind on his bookkeeping and he had to get all his invoices and his receipts from his email, and his assistant for 10 years was his sister, and his sister quit actually. So then he was like, dude, I'm doing it now. And I said, wow, connect it to Manus and tell Manus, hey, tab every single email that has an invoice and put it under tab, invoices 2025, and then do the same with receipts. In 30 minutes, it collected like every single transaction in his whole company and put it together and then tagged it, and then he just needed to like download it and send. But he already spent like 8 hours trying to organize, right? Everyone's got thousands of emails, and
yeah,
that's a use case. Another use case is I recently I'm working with a company out of New York, and they build homes. They also do remodeling, and it's two. They've been in business like 35 years, but they've slowed down. They also have a good reputation, just like they don't really have much visibility. And I asked him, "What are you guys doing?" Like for he said he does quotes all day, every day, right? And I said, "How much time are you actually spending on these? Like that's a full basement reno. You're gutting it." And he gave me the architectural plans, and out of those plans, because what he does is he goes to his local Home Depot and he buys the material, he checks the prices online, and he builds out the quote. Anyways, we took the architectural plans and put it in Manus AI and said, build out the material list. First we did that, it built out the material list, and we told it which store to pull the pricing from. And then we also said, hey, take New York labor rates and like approx give me the labor. And they quoted the thing at 179,000 or something. And this thing said it was like 20,000 off. And he did a little bit more lumber, and there was a few things that needed to be fixed. But when you looked at how fast it could be done, that was done in like 20 minutes. Realistically, it took 20, 30 minutes to load that. But then after that was loaded up, all you have to do is double check everything. But after 16 hours of making a large detailed quote, I mean, you're probably going to have
Yeah.
mistakes in there also. So you always do have to double check it anyways. And so what was taking one person, 8 to 10 hours, 15 hours to make a quote, he'd bring it down to 20 minutes, review it, make sure it looks good, double check. Of course, you always double check before you sign off on that thing, and then you're good. And so I don't know. I just thought if I could add one piece of value, that's not even my company. It's just it's been out for like maybe a month and a half, but it's
Yeah.
so good, man. Like, just anything that you need to have done, you can pretty much whatever a human could do on a computer, this can pretty much do.
Yeah, I've been using invoicing and organization software that's AI based. Well, all we do is drag our invoices in. It brings them to the job, cost codes them and everything. We review it, and then it spits it out pretty quick.
Yeah.
And that's been
Trend or Builder Trend or
that is adaptive.
Adaptive. Oh, okay. Oh, so you already have a good back end system for your project management, and like that has automation built in it, so it's
That's more for invoicing. The project management I'm shopping right now. I tried out Resio last year, and that wasn't great, and we ended up stopping it and not using it.
yeah.
I am looking at Builder Trend, and there's one other one I have written down here somewhere. But
Man, if this is Builder Trend, and don't let me you do what's best for you, but we work only with home builders and remodelers, and
yeah,
out of companies using Builder Trend starts at like $1,200 a month for the things that you're going to need out of it. It's not a cheap
yeah,
platform. JobTread is an underdog right now. It's
Job Trend.
JobTread, like JobTread. They are going to all the conferences. Like they literally went to like 150 conferences last year. They have 10,000 companies using it. But I love them because they have all the features that Builder Trend has, but they're more of a nimble company. Like I don't know, they host an event every year, and I believe they're like $199 or $200 a month plus $20 a user. Where Builder Trend's like $1,200 plus how much per user, and
Yeah,
and if you look at what's possible, software is nice. If you have a problem, you're like, hey, I'm struggling here. Like, can somebody fix this for me? You know what I mean? Most of the time,
yeah,
they're on deaf ears. Nobody ever helps. Like, softwares are softwares, and they don't seem to care about anyone. But JobTread, they have a group, and if you run into something, you post your problem on the group, and they'll literally fix it. Like, there'll be like 50 people in who use JobTread willing to help, and like, we've also sponsored their event for the last 3 years. But like stand up company, they're like a private company, where Builder Trends, I believe they're a publicly traded company, so the vibe is a
yeah,
bit different. But definitely make your own decision, but definitely give JobTread a consideration, because like it might be more cost effective, and it's not necessarily it's not a cheap platform. You know what I mean? It's a great
yeah,
platform. It's just less money.
yeah. The two I've been looking at is a Builder Trend. The other one was Procore. But I'm gonna check out that Job Trend.
Yeah, man. I've like so many people Builder Trend has like 100,000 companies using it. I believe it's huge. But I bet you 5,000 of Builder Trend's customers came from Builder Trend, because see, a lot of people had a problem where they want to keep evolving their company, and they needed different features, and their comments left on deaf ears, and JobTread's built as like the underdog, because they're like listening to everyone's opinions and building it out based on what the industry actually wants, not just built out because like but don't let me in. That's just my perspective, man. That's take your own choice for sure.
Yeah, no, that's good. Good info there.
Yeah, because a publicly traded company, they care way more about profit. Nothing else matters. Keep the shareholders happy. Where JobTread feels like they've built a community. In my perspective, that's the difference.
Yeah, I think that's what Resio was trying to do, but they weren't quick enough with it. And some of the things they were marketing, that they could do, they couldn't actually do. So
Yeah. No, I'm like I've met all the people in that organization, and I'm just so like amazed. Like I'm like they feel like the Disneyland of like software businesses, like in the way they operate. You know, like they had an event and they had all their own branded stuff, and um, yeah. Don't let me talk because more about.
all right, I'm gonna something to check out.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't get no, it's not my company. I don't get a commission for that, but I just know that, like, man, like, out of 300 companies that we work with, I bet you half of them are using JobTread, if that says something about home building industry. And that wasn't me convincing all of them. That's like literally what I've seen over the last, like, like 2.5, 3 years. Um, like people will inquire, they're like, I'm already with JobTread. I'm like, well, we're partnered with JobTread. That's perfect. like not partnered. We just sponsor their events, so that's where that we say partnership. But
Okay.
yeah. Well, Bill, man, I really appreciate your time. If you want help running the actual ads and you have the time for it, I'd be willing to run the ads. We could do the help. We can do the ideation, the video editing, and the graphic design. Just for running the ads, I'm able to do the video editing, graphic design, and run the ads for the whole month and manage the creatives. And just for that, we would charge 1,000. It doesn't include like the CRM or anything. But if you need help running the ads in the best way, like we're really good at running them. We're really good with CRM. We can definitely help with automations from your sales and marketing platform if you have it to your project manage. Like we're really up to date with all the automations that would help you, the ones that are actually good use cases. Not what people spend so much time trying to figure out AI that sometimes it's not as useful. You spent all your time figuring something out that doesn't work.
Yeah.
So we found a lot of use cases where we can save a lot of time. So we can, you have a good company on your website in SEO. I'm not trying to step on any toes, but we can definitely take care of you in running ads, or I'm definitely happy to at least answer any questions if you have any for me in the future or whatever too. So
Okay. All right. Why don't we follow up middle of next month?
yeah, sure. I'll put that here. Middle of next
Mid-May,
May.
maybe the third week of May.
Third week of May.
Yeah, maybe the 20th or something like that.
20th. Okay. That sounds good. Here, what's your number, Bill? I'll shoot you a text, and that way, even if you have any questions and you want to ping them off someone, I'm happy to give you the information that I know.
Yeah, it's great. Go ahead and it's 970
Yep.
445
Yep.
8258. Then yeah, send me your contact card as well.
Okay. Yep. For sure. Here, let me send this over. That sounds good. Well, Bill, if you have any questions, be sure to shoot them over to me, man. Whether you choose us or not, whether you need any help, man. Biggest thing is if I can give you some clarity or point you in the right direction, or give you a great service, that all works good for me, man. So definitely ping anything off of me. Like I'm happy to help.
Okay, excellent.
Yep. Right on. Talk to you in the middle of May.
Cool.
Thanks, Bill.
Talk to you then. Thank you.